Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. Another month is in the books, so it's time to go over what I feel are the top 5 best 4K discs released in March 2025. I'm going to be honest with everybody. In my opinion, March of 2025 was not the strongest month as far as 4K physical releases go. In many ways, it felt like a January as far as quantity and I don't know, just I wasn't terribly excited with what came out this past month. That's not to say there weren't some decent releases, but I don't know. I something was off. It was. I don't know if it's just how it turned out this particular month, but if you're looking forward to April, May, and June, things do pick up. So, for better or for worse, March was just kind of a meh as far as releases go. But there were 5 titles, believe it or not, that I really think you should definitely check out on 4K. I know I just got done saying that I wasn't terribly excited about a lot of March's releases, but I'm very happy this one came out on 4K, the Criterion Collection release of Michael Mann's Thief. Next to Heat, Thief is my favorite of Michael Mann's films, and I'm very happy to say that the 4K makes a very compelling argument for upgrading over the Blu-ray. I think this one turned out excellent. Really great looking palette, filmic, nice layer of grain, and it's definitely an improvement. I did a couple of A and B comparisons to this and the old Blu-ray from Criterion. In my opinion, it's a no contest. It looks excellent. I'm very happy with how this turned out. So yes, Thief from the Criterion Collection, I would highly recommend you pick this one up, and it is one of the top releases from March. To be fair, this next one, I think it was in any other month, might not have even made the top 5 list. That just goes to show you with what few titles there were that actually came out on 4K this past month. And I think this is still one of the better ones. The Paramount release of Tommy Boy in 4K, believe it or not, Paramount actually did a really great job. I know we all have nightmares of some of the Paramount comedies coming to the 4K format. I mean, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles was probably single-handedly one of the worst transfers out there. But in the same vein, their Tommy Boy 4K, I think it was a really solid upgrade over the Blu-ray. It has all the key things you're looking for in a catalog upgrade. It has nice grain. Colors really stand out. HDR and Dolby Vision on this one looks really nice. And the audio, it's just a port over from the existing Blu-ray. And to be fair, the sound design is very front focused. So I don't really think an Atmos upgrade would have done this film any favors. But I think, once again, given the state of the month that we have, Tommy Boy would have struggled to make any top 5 in the past few months. But I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Paramount, I think, did a really good job with this release. Now we're getting into what I call really good upgrades as far as 4K in the past month. Arrow Video took this B-movie shark thriller and really delivered on an excellent 4K upgrade, both in picture and audio. Deep Blue Sea from Arrow Video. If you enjoy this movie, it is absolutely worth picking up on 4K. I think this one has a great looking visual upgrade, HDR and Dolby Vision all day long. And I just love how it looks. The image clarity is also really nice. And you also have that nice layer of film grain. It looks really filmic. And honestly, some of the CG in this one, or some of the effects in this one, I think they look better than some of what we get today in a lot of movies. But I think if you're going to get the 4K upgrade, picture has you more than covered, but not to be outdone. The Dolby Atmos on this one, awesome. It's good stuff. It's a really solid upgrade. A lot of immersive elements, both under the water and above it. If you enjoy this movie as much as I do, Deep Blue Sea on 4K from Arrow Video, it's a high recommend and easily one of the best of March. For my number 2, that is going to be a new take on the old Universal Classic Monsters Wolfman character. So Wolfman from 2025, I feel overall it's a decent movie. It's not perfect, and there are a couple things I don't quite like, but if you're a fan and you really want to get a good experience, I definitely recommend the 4K. Now, keep in mind, this movie is incredibly dark. I, for one, have not really been enjoying the dark look on films lately, but I'd like to see get away from that a little bit more. But HDR, I feel, handles all those black levels very well. And the colors are okay. There's once again, it's a stylistic, creative choice there, but HDR, I think, handles them very well. Clean looking picture. So I think if you're a fan, you're really going to enjoy it. And the Dolby Atmos, I think, is a really solid audio experience. The opening sequence is pretty heavy handed. I think it's probably my favorite when it comes to the audio in the whole movie. And throughout the film, you get similar, but it doesn't quite live up to the heights, but it's still very immersive. I think if you have a good Atmos setup, you'll get a lot out of this one. So, yeah, Wolfman on 4K. I opted to go for the Steelbook, which I felt was really cool. It's got some nice embossing on it. So, you can also pick up the slipcover on it, but I think it is definitely a solid 4K and worth picking up in this past month. And for my number one pick of the best 4K disc of March 2025, I'm going to give that to Ridley Scott's Gladiator 2. I'll be honest, going into this one, I was a little nervous because I heard some very negative things about it. And to be fair, it's not a perfect movie by any stretch. But as they say in the first film, I was entertained. But picking up the 4K, it's a really nice 4K disc in both picture and audio. Visually looks great. It has all that visual flair. HDR, Dolby Vision on this one looks really solid. I enjoy how it looks aesthetically, so no complaints there. And the audio on this one is also really solid. It's very consistent throughout. A lot of the battle sequences are very immersive, top heavy in the height speaker department, so there's a lot to enjoy with those with Atmos setups. And I think overall it's a really good experience. Once again, your mileage may vary as far as opinions on the film itself, but if you are somebody who enjoyed it, picking up the 4K, it is the way to go. So those were my top 5 4K March 2025 releases that came out this past month. Once again, not the strongest lineup, but I do feel that at least they deserve some recognition, even if the particular quantity was just not quite there. But, it is what it is. We have months like this. Sometimes it's feast, sometimes it's famine. And as I said earlier, going forward in the next several months, there's plenty to enjoy and look forward to. But now I want to hear from you in the comments section. What titles did you pick up in this past month? Are your favorites? What are some of the best 4K releases? Sound off down below. And also, if you're interested in any of the titles I did talk about in this video, I will post direct Amazon links in the comments section. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.